So in the next few minutes, we'd like to talk a little bit about the exciting things happening in our Bridgestone world. And I'd like to pick the minds of our two guests here and ask them about what's been going on. But first, let me turn to you, Paolo. You've actually only been with Bridgestone now about 6 months. So tell us a little bit about the experience and how it's been going so far.
Thank you so much. Well, first of all, thanks to all of you for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you in our stand. Thank you to Christophe for being here. Really a pleasure to meet you today. So yeah, it's been 7 months, quite intense, very positive. I guess my first reflection is that it's very comforting to be within the industry leader. So Bridgestone is the worldwide leader in our industry. It's very comforting from a scale point of view, from an investment firepower point of view, from the long-term solid vision. So very comforting for me to be within this new company for me. At the same time, we need to remind ourselves that we are the leader in the world. But in Europe, we are leader in certain segments, but in others we're not. We're the challenger. Right. So it's a very different mindset from that point of view, being the leader and acting in the market or acting as a challenger. And I was lucky to experience both situations in my prior experiences. So I spent a lot of time in the last 6 months trying to promote this new mindset. The challenger is lean, is creative, is agile, is fast. And this is what we need to do and need to be in Europe to reach Dantotsu. The Japanese call Dantotsu being the leader. So that's, of course, our goal everywhere around the world. And that should be our goal also in Europe. And in order to achieve that, we need to be like a challenger. We need to invest as well. The company's been investing for the last few years heavily in the product portfolio, and we have a great showcase here today. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that later as well. Sure. We're investing in manufacturing heavily, especially in Eastern Europe, growing our capacity, growing our mix. We're obviously investing in the OEMs. We're lucky to be here, sitting next to Mercedes, BMW, Peugeot. They're our partners. They're not our customers. They're our partners. So thanks to them, we stay ahead of the technology curve. And very important, we are investing in our brand. Our brand is fantastic. It's worth various billions, but we need to invest even more. And what better occasion for us to invest in our brand through the Olympic platform? It's a fantastic opportunity. This is the main event where we're here today. So for us, it's a key moment as we activate with full rights the partnership in the EMEA region as well. So wonderful opportunity for us, and that's what we're here for.
Thank you, Paolo. So Christophe, obviously for you and for the IOC, the top partners are very important. Perhaps tell us a little bit about the partners and the partnerships and why it's important, and perhaps about the Bridgestone role and what we're going to be able to do together.
To chase the dream. When you're an athlete, when you're a city organizing the games, when you're at the top of a sport or a National Olympic Committee, you need to have strong partnerships. Bridgestone, alongside the other tops, make it possible. If you want the games, the Olympic movement is an international solidarity movement in which all the partners, all the stakeholders are bringing the best of what they can offer. The athletes, they're coming to the games not paid. They're chasing the gold medals. Some are chasing the qualification. What they want is to be Olympian. No money. It takes, from the top sponsorship, as well a great deal of investments to make this happen. Because we know that when you acquire the rights, there is a lot more to activate. And money is an object, obviously, but the brand association is what really counts. And then you have the cities, and they do the same. They want to host the games, not necessarily to make money, but to transform life of people. So when you're chasing the dream, no matter what, it takes a lot of solidarity. And we're very fortunate to have top sponsors investing in the brand and helping us.
Thank you. Paolo, perhaps a moment from you, and it's going to be a very important part of our Bridgestone life for the next years until 2024, certainly. What does it mean professionally and maybe even personally to you, the whole Olympic Games?
So it's a obviously an extremely important strategic partnership. So just to set the stage, first of all, it's a 10-year partnership. So we were able to activate first in Rio last year, only for a few countries. That was part of the agreement. But now we have full rights globally, starting next year in Pyeongchang in South Korea for the Winter Olympics. Then, of course, our main event, the Japanese Tokyo 2020, and the Beijing Winter 2022, and then the still to be announced, if I understand correctly, 2024. So it's a fantastic time horizon for us to leverage as best as we can. You mentioned the value, the core values. The Bridgestone essence talks about service in society with superior quality. It talks about integrity. It talks about teamwork. Very much values that are also within the Olympic brand, the Olympic platform. So for us, it's perfect. Also, I said our brand is great. It talks about technology. It talks about quality. It talks about, superior ride. We needed an additional platform for us to promote the emotional part. Not that our brand is not emotional, but I think we needed a bit more, and we are very humble. So we analyze our assets, we see where we're strong and where we can improve. And I really believe that the emotional part, the chasing your dream part of the campaign is going to help us also in that part. And of course, from a consumer point of view, that's really, really key. On a more personal note, since you asked me, so I was born and raised in Turin, Italy. So for those of you that know Torino, it's not the most, let's say, open city, outgoing city. It's not, Barcelona or New York, okay? So as you said, the Olympics is a lot more than just a game. It transforms people, societies. And in this case of Torino, I lived it. I wasn't living there, but I got family there. I could see how the city really transformed itself from an infrastructure point of view, but also you saw people that probably never got out of their house suddenly wearing the Olympic gears, the Torino 2006, standing in the information booth and changing their DNA, changing the way they were looking at life. And I really mean that. I experienced it personally. So this is what we're looking for when we join with someone. This kind of emotional part, this kind of ability to transform and to change things. And by the way, when I said that in Bridgestone EMEA, we need to be more of a challenger, we also needed a platform internally to activate this. And this is exactly what the Olympic Factor is going to allow us to do, to activate internally, chasing the dream internally, to become leader also in this region, where we're still lagging behind with the challenger spirit, which is a typical spirit of someone who wants to win the Olympics. So it's a fantastic match.
Thank you, thank you. One of the themes on our booth today is innovation, and innovation in sport has been so important. I think you have I won't say how long, but a long history already in the IOC and in the Olympic movement. Perhaps tell us a little bit about innovation in sports and how it's changed the nature of the games.
20 years. 20 years is the answer. And one of the reasons it's been 20 years and counting is the very emotion you spoke about. Once you've been in this business, and I'll go to innovation afterwards, but once you've been in this business of sport at the highest level, the connection with people, the friendship around the games, the excellence around the games, you're hooked. You're hooked. Very complicated to imagine anything that is more powerful than this. We are in the business of transforming lives and providing emotions. Any athlete that goes to the games is transformed. Any spectator, any volunteer, any kid watching TV, there is a before, there is an after. And that's incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. When it comes to innovation, in all respect, being the organization of the games, which is a mega event, right? You have to constantly innovate to face and manage complexity, find different ways and means, to the field of play, where quite often it's a tenth or a cent of a second that will make a difference. And you want to make sure that when you have partners with you, on your bike, on the wheels, that you have the best product. And what these guys have to do is to come with that competitive edge that will give over that little cent of a second that makes a difference between being first or being fourth. So innovation is absolutely critical. What I really liked, and it's at the very other end of the scale, is the way you approach the Rio campaign, especially at the golf. Innovating is also to tell to spectators and kids coming to the golf course, don't only go and watch because you have a ticket, participate, try the sport. Innovation is bringing people in. That's very important. We have to be inclusive, including in sports, which and golf is really one that is complicated to pick up, all these clubs, different lengths and the rules and everything else. Well, just tell everybody, pick up a club, hit the ball. That's innovation as well. And it's critical. Again, organization, field of play, bringing people in, innovation is critical.
Thank you very much. So Paolo, in the last few minutes we've got, maybe you'd like to touch on the innovation here. We have some pretty good innovations in our technology zone, in our premium zone, and also in with DriveGuard here.
Yeah. Sure, because eventually we need to sell tires, right?
That's what we're here for.
That's still how we pay our salary. So, but I mentioned before, again, the challenger spirit, the getting there first. I think that we can accelerate in this mindset in Europe, but it's not like the team has stood still. I think these examples are great examples of how you can push for innovation in product as well. Also within the philosophy of continuous improvement. So the run flat tires that we see here, the DriveGuard, is the fantastic evolution of the first run flat. So as you know, in tires, from a technology point of view, we try to manage trade-offs, right? So you improve a certain performance of the tires, you may give up on another one. So in the case of run flat, initially, you get the run flat technology, which is the fact that you can drive for 80 kilometers up to 80 kilometers per hour if you get a puncture. The downside was a little bit that the comfort in the ride was a little stiff. This new generation of tire, you get the best of both worlds, which is exactly what Bridgestone is all about. Continuous improvement, managing the trade-offs and making them trade-ons as opposed to trade-offs. So it's fantastic new product for us from this point of view. And we work in all segments. So we have also the T001 Turanza, a fantastic evolution of our core product, big market, big segment. Improved performance from a labeling point of view as well as from a mileage point of view. So a fantastic opportunity for us. And then, we talk about Bridgestone, but we have a fantastic second brand, which is Firestone. Firestone is a brand that has been revitalized starting from the US as well as in Europe. Is a luxury to have. I call it a second brand. I shouldn't be calling it a second brand. It's another first brand. It's fantastic. Finally, well positioned within the world of music, the music tour, which is another great platform, especially for that kind of tires. Again, with all our Hawks products, the Van Hawks, the Multi-Hawks, fantastic new product roadmap. So you will see us more and more working on the product roadmap, more products, more segments, more opportunities with a common thread, which is continuous innovation and continuous improvement. So wonderful opportunity for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Paolo, and thank you, Christoph. Thank you all for coming along today. Please spend a minute to have a look around at the products and have a look at the innovation wall, the frieze, documenting innovation in sports and tire development. Have a drink, have something to eat, and thanks again for coming. Look forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.